Right, here we go. I've done this in 2 years. Hello and welcome. So, as you can probably see from my previous load of videos, I haven't uploaded a video now for about 2.5 years. Well, a lot has happened since then, and so have I. And this is what I'm going to explain to you in this video about why taking time out and focusing on yourself, it will be the best thing you've ever done. Okay, so right, you look at this image here of me. I look very big, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm not exactly great looking at all. So in this picture I'm weighing 19 stone, and don't I look horrible? Like the belly, the moobs, if you want to call it that, everything. Now, I'd been overweight and obese for roughly about 15 years, and you know, through that I got bullying for it and everything else. But yeah, is what I look like now, and even today, 11 stone 7. So why did I lose weight? What was the catalyst? Why after having a routine for 15 years, why did I decide to think, well, I'm going to lose the weight? Well, here we are. Okay. Reason number one is that I just wasn't happy in myself. And come February last year, I really thought, well, I've got to change the way I look, and I've got to change the way I am as a person, and I've got to change everything in my life and what I do. So I then looked at everything from what I was eating to how I was looking, and I didn't like the way I looked at all. I was very, very unfit, and I was very, very I was extremely insecure about the way I look. Now, you'll probably be wondering why I took that picture of myself back then, and that was because I thought, well, I need to see what's going on. I need to see where I'm going wrong, and I need to see it for myself, and I need to evaluate it in my brain, essentially. And it was very, very hard, and I started seeing a lot of things going on inside my head saying, well, this is the reason why you're getting bullied, you need to change this, you need to change that, you need to take that out, you need to take that out, you need to take that. It was a mess, and it was the biggest sort of battle I've been having on myself for about 15 years up to that point. So I decided to go and lose weight, and I had done hundreds and hundreds of miles worth of walks, burnt hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of calories. I had done so many days of recovery and so much fat burn of losing 7 stone 7 pounds. Now, someone might say, well, how did you achieve all of that? Well, this is how I managed to achieve it, because this is sort of like for people who might not know what these terms are, and this is what I'm going to attempt to try and make you understand in this video. So you have a thing called a calorie deficit and a calorie surplus. A calorie surplus is where you eat more than your day's calories. So for, let's say, you have a 500, well, let's say you have a 750 calorie lunch, and then you have a 1000 calorie dinner. Maybe your breakfast was about, I don't know, 400 calories, right? So for the average human being, it's roughly about 2000 to 2500 calories. But let's say if you're in the lower end of the scale at 2000, you've already gone over your calorie intake by about 200 calories already, and doing that day in, day in, day in, it will show over an extremely long amount of time. And I mean an extremely long amount of time. It's not that it will show instantly within a couple of days or a couple of weeks, but maybe certainly give it a couple of years or maybe several months, it will show. And I wasn't watching where I was eating. I was not watching myself at all. Everything I ate, I just was comfort eating all the time. I would have, let's put it this way, right? So take my lunches. I work as a coach driver for a living, right? And also now a model because of this, but that wasn't the main reason why I wanted to lose weight. It was more of the fact I just knew I needed to, and well, yeah, here we are today, and just the modelling came afterwards, but that's besides the point, going off on a tangent like I always do. So basically that I looked at myself, and my lunches were pretty much having a, so in here in the UK we have things called NISA, which are basically your sort of convenience corner shop stores, and also they're at petrol stations as well, some of them. But most of the ones in petrol stations are like your Essos or your MGF groups. So basically I was going into that and I was buying a pasty, packet of crisps, and probably a chocolate bar at the same time. And then I was coming home having another sandwich, another packet of crisps, and God knows what. And then when I finished work, that I was having like flapjack and a milkshake, and then I'll come home and then I would have, you know, like maybe even another snack on top, like a small pack of mini cheddars or something like that. But and then I'd have me dinner on top, and then I'd be like, oh, I want a bit of ice cream, or I want a bit of another piece of flapjack or something like that. I was eating so much, lying to my parents, lying to everyone of how much I ate. I was a secret eater. I was trying ever so hard to hide how much I was eating until it got too much. And it was fearful. When I put myself on the scales back on the first, well, slightly bit before, very late January last year, and I saw the scale saying 19 stone. I go onto the NHS website, look up the BMI status, and it says I am at 36 or 38. Morbidly level 2 obese. Right. Okay. At this point, I'm 22, coming up 23. And I said to myself, you can't carry on like this any longer. This is just not the way of how to live. This is not the way of how my life should be. I'm a grown adult. Why am I acting like a kid in school? Like, you know, thinking, oh, yeah, I have something out of the vending machine. I'll have that. All right, yeah, chuck in a bin. Oh, no one will guess. Like I said, there's a lot of reasons for that. Like, you know, I was getting bullied at school. I have autism, you know, depression and anxiety disorder because of it, and many other things in between, which I don't want to discuss. And it's ruined my life, like mentally and to the point physically. I now have stretch marks just because I ate too much, because I wasn't taking things on the chin. I wasn't like saying to myself, oh yeah, they're talking rubbish, oh yeah, don't worry about it, you know, we'll deal about it another time. No, I was taking it, and I still take things to this day, you know, very, very personally. Like, it only still takes to this day one person to say, right, you're fat, or you're anorexic, or whatever. It takes one it takes one comment like that to really spin me out. I don't like it. And mental health, I don't like it, and mental health is a massive part of it. And yeah, I just didn't like my life at that point. I looked at myself, I said to myself, you've got to change. You have got to change this. You cannot live like this much longer, because one day I'm going to have, you know, a heart attack, or I'm going to have type 2 diabetes, or I'm going to have heart disease, or I'm going to have, you know, lifelong problems with my health because of this, which I actually do. I have a thing called irritable bowel syndrome, which I was diagnosed with about 2-3 years ago. Now, I don't think I covered it in any of my videos way back in the past, but it really honed down how bad my eating habits were and what I was putting into my body, because I was eating ultra high processed foods, and I was eating in a calorie surplus every single day. Not by like 10% or 5%, probably more like about 40-50%. I was eating about maybe 2,800 to about 3,500 calories. And I don't say that to sound like I'm gloating or I'm trying to show off or I'm trying to, prove a point. Well, I am, but it's just like, that was not the right amount of calories that I should have been having day to day. Maybe like once for like a treat day, and it was like I eat in a calorie, deficit, which is eating less than your day's calories for like weeks on end and exercising my ass off till, for about another 3-4 weeks, then I would have made up for it. That would have been fine. But I wasn't doing that. I was getting no exercise and I was getting no motivation, and I was getting nothing, absolutely nothing at all to make me lose the weight. And it really put me back. And I say this honestly, because it really, really honed down to me what I was doing. And so 1st of February 2020 is where it all started, where I am today. So from that point, I hadn't really implemented exercise at all. I just was there, right, okay, I'm just going to take that out. I'm just not going to buy any rubbish from, the garage next door to work. I'm not going to, deliberately eat such high ultra processed stuff. I'm going to have wholesome foods. I'm going to have healthy lunches. I'm going to chuck this out of my lunch because I know it's not good for me, and I'm going to chuck that out. I'm going to change this for that. So for like, when I say I was cutting out things, that for my lunches, I was having, a pack of mini cheddars with my lunches every single day, maybe 2 packs a day, just at home. And that's not counting the rest of the stuff that I was having throughout the day. So, you take out of the equation for a minute all of the snacks I was buying, which I was spending about maybe 7, 8, maybe 9 quid a day on junk food. And so that's amounting up to about 40 to maybe 50, and over the weekend maybe £60 a week on junk food. Yeah, £240 a month I was wasting on junk food every month for years. Especially in my working life and when I was unemployed. My God, what I could have saved if I didn't waste that money. What I could have bought if I didn't waste that money. What I could have done with my life if I hadn't wasted that much money. It really boils down right to that point. And so, I just stopped buying so much. And it just, it has helped. I've got a healthier bank account now because of it. I don't make any money on these videos. Look at my channel. The stats don't add up. I don't make any money. I do this because I like it. But it's just like, everything about what I was doing was wrong. I cut down a lot. And between the 1st of February to about the 1st of April, I already had lost near enough 3 stone. I was weighing about 16 stone at this point. That's 3 stone in 2 months. Now, some people might say, whoa, calm down. What are you doing? That's far too much. You're losing, blah, 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 blah. But bearing in mind, I hadn't implemented exercises. All I had done was just cut the rubbish out of my life. And that was it. Just cutting rubbish out of my life. Now, doing that can make a massive difference, which it did. Then when I saw all of that just gone, that really thought, well, if I can do this, I can go further. So I set myself a mental goal. I didn't tell anyone this. I didn't, shout about it over social media. I didn't make a big thing of it because I didn't know how it was going to go. But I said to myself, right, 12 stone 7 by the end of the year. Can I do it? So obviously 1st of April, yeah, the world was in funny times and it wasn't great, as we know, and it still isn't. So yeah, I ended up having a lot of free time on my hands, a lot of it. You know, I was furloughed from work for months. I had all this free time on my hands. I could do what I liked with that free time as long as I didn't go breaking rules, which the rules were the most obvious, as we all know. But basically, so I started going on walks, you know, just with my mum, just, you know, 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 mile walks. And I was there thinking, well, I've got to lose this weight. Walking is the best way to do it. It's a form of cardio. Cardiovascular exercise is the stuff that will make you lose weight. Spending 25 to 30 pounds, maybe 35 pounds a month or a week or whatever down your local gym will, if just doing by weights and working out, will not get you to lose it. Cardiovascular exercise will, and I mean it. It will save your life. Don't listen to those people thinking, oh, dude, oh God, I lifted up to so many weights, I've lost such amount of weight. No, you haven't. Like, yes, you might, you know, probably lose about 200 calories maybe in the space of an hour and a half, but in an hour and a half of lifting weights and stuff, you know, you could lose about 650 calories, maybe 700 on a walk. Just on a walk. That's it, just putting your feet one in front of the other again and again and again for an hour and a half. It is that simple. And this is what people don't understand. And now I know walking is very, very boring because you're just walking, you're doing all this, you're just looking around at probably the same old stuff that we all have had to do because we couldn't leave our areas. So you were doing this, just walking and just looking at the same old stuff all the time. What will help? Just get some headphones, earphones, whatever you want, wireless buds, whatever you want to call them now these days. Just put some music in your ears. Just have a listen to your music. Enjoy it. Let that boil the blood a little bit. Not boil it, but just let it simmer up a little bit. Just let it build up and just be like, oh, you know, get that good feeling and, you know, release those endorphins, you know, which is the same, which for those who didn't know, endorphins is the same chemical released during intercourse. And that is, you know, essentially what you're feeling. You feel so great, you feel on top of the world, you feel excellent. That's what I was doing. Now, probably listening to it a bit too much. I've got a bit of ringing in my ears, so that probably wasn't great, but you know, tinnitus, not so good. But ayo, lesson learned, slap on the wrist. But so, you know, I was just going out on walks, and I even set myself challenges thinking, right, I'm going to walk 8 miles, I'm going to walk 9 miles, I'm going to walk 10 miles. I ended up doing one walk, which I think is on my Adidas running app, or Runtastic as it's now called. I think I did about 11 and a half mile walk, 3 hours straight. Just smashed it out of the park. You know, doing 3 hours of continuous walking is actually very, very, very exhausting. And I spent about 2-3 days, maybe 4 days recovering from that. It wasn't easy at all. I didn't recover very quickly. I took a long time. But the after effects from it, my God, I did not regret it. I had DOMS for days, and I was just, DOMS meaning delayed onset muscle soreness. Doesn't mean anything else. And literally, I just felt fantastic. And at this point, I was weighing about 14 stone, you know, heading towards 13. And I was just like, my God, this is really, really in my grasp. And we're talking about sort of maybe late May, June time. So I was weighing about 13 stones, about 13 and a half, just a bit, somewhere around that. I can't remember exactly, because it was about a year ago now. And I really enjoyed doing those walks again and again and again and again. Just, I really enjoyed just, you know, week on week seeing the results, you know, when the scales started saying like, you know, 13.2, 13.1, 12, you know, 12, 13. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I took a picture of myself. You know, so hang on, let me, before I come on to that point, right, that, you know, as all of this was going on, I was having, you know, let me just talk about depression and what that does to people, right? I was having doubts in my head. I was trying to talk myself out of it. Towards the end of it, I was there thinking, because it was getting phenomenally difficult to, you know, really lose the weight. It was becoming a massive drain on my life. It was not easy to do because I've never been a sports person. I've never been a person who can really do endurance for days and months on end. I've never been that type of person at all whatsoever. You couldn't even put me into a category for it. So I was trying to talk myself out of it in the end, trying to think, oh my God, I can't do it. This has become so lethargic. I was feeling lethargic, you know, the heat was playing havoc, and yeah, and I kept telling myself, and I had these little things going on inside my head saying, oh, you know, you're useless, you're a waste of time, look at you, you fat, worthless scum. And it was horrible. It was horrible. And I think losing that last stone and having those thoughts didn't help, and that stressed me out, and that brought up my cortisol levels. And for those who don't know what cortisol levels are, that essentially, if you are one of those people who live a very, very stressful life, let's say you're working 2, maybe 3 jobs, basically you're working around the clock, you know, you're eating quite a lot of food to keep yourself going, or you're having a lot of caffeine and all of that, and you're wrecking your body over it, and you look at your body, it's probably not going to be looking that great, if I'm quite honest with you, to be fair. If you're not doing your exercise and let's say you're not eating healthily, your body probably won't look in great shape unless you've got great genes. That means that because there are people with genetics who are just full on built to have perfect bodies, and I wish I had that. I'm not going to lie, I wish I just absolutely had one of those genes where I just looked fantastic no matter how many calories I ate and how much less exercise I was doing. If I had those genes, I'd feel amazing, but I don't. Some have them, some don't. Not very many people do, and a lot of people don't. So, you know, it's just a very small portion of the world population that have that. But anyhow, that, you know, if you work a very stressful job, you know, you will notice weight gain. In most cases, don't know the exact statistics because I'm not really that type of person to go on hours and hours and hours looking up statistics, but I pretty much guarantee that any survey that's done will show that a lot of people who do stressful jobs, who don't have a healthy diet or lifestyle, will be overweight. Most. Because cortisol is essentially that devil in your body that plays havoc. It will play havoc with you no matter what you do and how you do it. So, right, you could have person A in this one, person B. Person A, cortisol levels looking fine, everything else, but person B, their cortisol levels are really, really high and they don't look that great. And let's say for 1 week that he had a really bad week. I've had plenty of bad weeks over the past year, not gonna lie, I've had terrible weeks. But let's say he had a really, really bad week and his cortisol levels went skyward through the rocket and the roof and all of that sort of stuff. That he'll probably gain about 3 or 4 pounds in that week just based on cortisol levels. Person B, they're still right, their cortisol levels are still getting raised no matter what you try and do, they're still getting raised every single day. And, you know, so they're going to be looking worse and worse and worse and worse as it goes along. But person A, they're not going to see it until about maybe a week or so after that stressful week, and they're going to look at themselves and think, oh dear, time to do something. And so that's what basic cortisol is. It's a massive, massive devil. And sometimes people have a stressful life and they don't realise it because they're brought up around it. And their cortisol levels are so high that it can bring on cardiac arrest and bring up the blood pressure and everything else. And that's not where you want to be. You want to be keeping your cortisol levels and eliminating as much stress as possible and just living a calm life. Live as much as a calm life as possible and just try and take as much stress out as you can. That's what you want to be doing. So that during that last month, it really didn't help that my cortisol levels were up, because I was stressing about, you know, whether I could do it or not. Because when I was saying get to 12.7 by the end of the year, I would never in the world realise that all of those walks that I was doing, where I was burning like 500, 600, 700, maybe even 800 calories or even 900 calories per walk, or on each walk, would mean I'd lose weight so quickly. But then again, people have said, you know, that you're doing it wrong, you're doing it too quick, oh, you're stressing your body out, or, you know, you won't be able to keep to it. I'm sorry, but does that look like a person who can't keep the weight off? Look at that, I still only have a pinch of fat there, and that's it. You know, and this is what? The 5th of June, 2021. I've managed to keep the weight off. Hello. I've done fine for myself. I've managed it. I've been very, very careful. You know, yes, I had a stressful month back in March, but that's not really something I want to discuss on YouTube. But let's put it this way. A member of my family passed away, who I was very, very close to. And yes, my weight did go a bit downhill after that for a bit, maybe for about a month. I didn't really weigh myself. Well, I did weigh myself. I'd gained about 8 or 9, maybe 10 pounds in a month because of it. But then again, it's grieving. You know, allow yourself that. Allow yourself to gain a bit of weight. But once you start getting back on your feet, start getting back on losing it slowly again. Don't pressure yourself too much to lose it quickly again. Okay, even if you have really, you know, problematic mental health problems, just don't lose it. Don't stress about it. You know, if you've been through grief and everything else, just take a back step from everything and just calm down for 5 minutes and just breathe and just evaluate things in your own time. Don't listen to me or anyone else. Just do it under your instinct. And that is what will help you get through. It's just by allowing yourself just to being able just to educate yourself a bit, and just being able to sort of not educate yourself. That just sounds very patriotic and it doesn't sound very nice. It sounds like I'm taking the mick. I'm not saying it wrong, but ayo. And you know, just chill. Everything you do in life and the things that knock you back will eventually make you stronger, and it is very, very true. It will make you stronger again. I can guarantee you that for life. It will make you stronger, and you know, you've got to have the right mindset as well. That for the 4 words that stuck with me, which is what I made up, by the way: positivity, strength, determination, and motivation. It stuck with me for life, and look at where I am now. And it's worked. It really has worked, and that's what I was sort of stuck with during that last month. That last month was so difficult, so hard, so hard. And then 30th of August happened. Step on them scales, look down, 12 stone 7. At that point, I lost 6.5 stone. I could not feel more happy for myself. I was like, yes! And everything you feel. You'd feel all the most amazing feelings from that one moment in life. You basically conquered it. I went on Facebook, I went on Instagram, I went on, not Snapchat, I deleted it at that point. I literally, it's gone mad over it. I was telling all of my friends, I was telling all of my, you know, my colleagues at work. When I got back, I was telling some of my friends in the modelling industry. I was telling absolutely everyone about my weight, all the family, telling them, you know, just telling everyone in my life. And I managed to sustain that. And, You might be asking, well, hang on, I'm sure you said at the start of the video, you said you lost 7.5 stone, not 6.5. Well, listen, this is where things, where I started to experiment, have maybe gone a little bit wrong. But don't worry, I've covered myself on this. Don't you worry, just calm down, let's just chill. So, after that point, I thought, right, that's it. I'm just going to recover. You know, I basically, before me going back to schools, going back and me having to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning, every morning, Monday to Friday, I thought, right, I'm going to just chill out, relax and let my body recover, do whatever it needs to do just to build its strength back up again before I go back to work. So during that time, through recovery, I'd already lost another maybe two pounds after that. So I was then weighing like 12 stone 5, 12 stone 4 maybe at one point. Just because I just allowed my body to recover and it just found that little bit of extra fat to lose. And, you know, it felt great. And then I thought, right, I need to start focusing on my workouts. I need to start focusing on weightlifting. And so I was doing that from September to about December time. But the main problem is I wasn't seeing the results. I wasn't seeing what I should be doing to get them to gain muscle and lose body fat. Now, as a lot of people will know, muscle weighs more than fat, and I'm going to bring you bust a massive myth. Seriously, why people believe this, I will never know. You can't turn muscle into fat, and you can't turn fat into muscle. But what you can do is increase muscle mass, but decrease body fat. Two very different things entirely. Body fat is things like this. So I hold my arm, you know, I've not even got it tensed up or anything, just holding it out. Body fat is things like this, and on my stomach, things like, you know, things like this. Just a little bit of body fat. That's all it is, just a little bit of body fat. Not much really, but I don't want to be slim. I just want to be nice and average, which I am. And I feel rightly so to say that. And, you know, that's me, what, now 11 stone, you know, 11 stone 7. But it's just like, so what I wanted to do is, you know, basically increase my muscle mass, but decrease the body fat, which is where a lot of people can get it wrong. But you cannot turn fat into muscle, and you can't turn muscle into fat. It's just, no, it's impossible. Two completely different body compounds. So if anyone says that to you, slap them around the face. Actually, no, don't. I don't advocate violence. But basically that what I was doing was not doing the right thing. I wasn't, you know, eating the right stuff. I was trying to eat as much protein and shoveling in all this meat and, like, you know, mixing up with massive jars of mayonnaise and like scranning it down, and it just, I got no results. Nothing. I tried weightlifting. My arms right now, as they look. Now, this isn't me trying to flex or anything. This is me just simply just showing you what I've managed to achieve. But that was nothing. I never ever, I guess I got a bit of sunburn there. Put your sun cream on before you go out in the sun. Trust me, it will save your life one day. And so that was nothing. I had no bulge there, which is, there's a little bit, but not much. You know, I had nothing there before. Even after 3 months, I had absolutely nothing. When I was doing that, that was just nothing. Just a simple straight arm. No muscle whatsoever. Because I was doing it wrong. I was, you know, as we know, looking on jars of mayonnaise, each teaspoon contains, you know, your light stuff contains about 3 to maybe 4% fat. You know, your, you know, full calorie stuff will weigh about, well, have about maybe 9, 10, maybe 12 or even 15% fat on it. And each time you put those teaspoons in, it will really hammer into you how much, you know, processed stuff there is in that, why it's not so good for you. So what you want to do is what I've started doing over the past sort of month and a bit, is just basically, you know, eat all your good stuff that will burn the fat off. So things like salads, honestly, eating salad is the best thing you can eat for losing weight out of everything. It will find all that fat when you're recovering and burn it off. Just like that, near enough. Just like that. And you know, that's the reason why, like, you know, when I'm tensing up my arms now, you can see the lines of the muscles there, like especially there, you can see it. That is the dense of muscles. That's because I burnt the body fat off to show it. Now, I don't want to become ultra ripped or anything else like that, because there are some serious effects from that which can really destroy you. But, you know, I just want to be sort of toned, bit athletic looking, sort of, maybe, but, you know, just so I'm strong, so I can do heavy work and it wouldn't really strain my body out. So I'm doing a lot of weights at the moment, doing not so many workouts, but I know I need to implement it. But, you know, so I'm doing all of that at the moment, and this is where I lost the extra stone. So I then looked back at my weight after Christmas. I sat myself down on about 4th, maybe 5th of January, and I said to myself, right, okay, after Christmas I weighed 12 stone 10, 12 stone 11. You know, I put 3, maybe 4 pounds on over Christmas, but who doesn't? Everyone does. If anyone puts weight over Christmas, okay, doesn't matter. It happens to all of us. We all get carried away with the snacks and, you know, the big, you know, like Christmas meals, even though most of it's healthy, but you still have like a lot of like bread sauce and Yorkshire puddings, roast potatoes and all of this sort of stuff. You end up having a lot of chocolate and not drinking hot chocolate. I could go on forever about how much, you know, all the different things we could eat over the, you know, the Christmas periods. Twiglets, you know, we could be eating a lot. You know, we do eat a lot. It is perfectly fine to put weight on over Christmas. Do not worry. If you just don't stress. Everyone does it. If anyone says, "Oh yeah, no, I haven't put weight on," well, they're lying. Tell them to just go away, and tell them to stop bothering you, because it is a complete and utter factual lie. If you hear my dog in the background, I do apologise. But yeah, so you know that. I looked back on it. I was there thinking, well, hang on, I'm not quite so happy, because I actually had a little bit more fat there than I wanted. So I thought, right, okay, and I went for another lot of furlough. So I was there thinking, well, now's a better time just to lose an extra stone. So it was back on the walks, but this time I didn't, you know, post or anything else, because I just wasn't. I'd already done that, and I thought, right, I'm not going to bore everyone just posting, like, you know, the same walking routes and everything else. I just didn't really want to do all of that again, really. So it was just about, you know, just getting the walks, just concentrating, you know, upon myself, and just seeing where I went with it. And then come the end of, well, sort of start of March, roundabout, that I lost that extra stone. So I then in total lost, from this, before this wide world thing had started, you know, weighing 19 stone to 11 stone 7. And this is where I'm today, and I'm now a model out of it. This just came off as a family joke, right? This is a bit of extra content for you, but going off track just so we can stop being serious for like half an hour. But basically that I was out on the walk, Stover Park. Anyone who has ever been there down in Devon, it's a glorious park. Loads of birds you get. For photographers, wildlife photographers, brilliant. Go down there, Stover Park. It's just near Totnes and whatever else. Go there. It's brilliant. And Totnes is in Devon, by the way. And you know, we were out on the family walk. You know, me, my sister, grandma, and granddad, and it was all you know, within the guidelines and stuff. And basically that we just someone has said, for I think it was either me or my grandmother or my sister had said, oh, one day you could be a model. So I was there like, all right, okay, stop talking rubbish. I'm pretty sure I couldn't be a model. And then I thought, All right, okay, stuff it. So my granddad had bought his camera so he could take pictures of the birds. So we just basically just took a couple of snaps, and like, you know, with me in the top I don't no longer have because I chucked it out because it's far too big for me. I'll come on to sizes in a minute. And you know that I took a couple of snaps, went on Purple Port, and within like the first 3 weeks I got my first shoe. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Never done anything like this in my life. I was absolutely terrified. Oh, I mean terrified. I was scared. I was absolutely bricking it. I'd never been so scared in my entire life. I didn't know what I was doing. So, you know, I had a lot of help from, you know, from literally one handful of people, about 4 or 5 people in the modelling industry. And now I've got a very good name for myself, and I've done lots of shoots, and I've already got 2 publications, a 3rd one on the way, in 3 different magazines. I've done extremely well for myself because of my weight loss, and I don't look very model material today, but I thought I'd much rather show myself in more of the real me person rather than what's portrayed in my, you know, in my modelling look, so to say, like, you know, my sort of not an alias, but sort of how I am in that sort of industry. So I basically had said, well, you know, this is me, I'm going to do it. So I'm rambling, I'm really rambling. But yeah, so sizes, right? My clothes were originally large and extra large, and I am now mediums. This, you know, from Giorgio Armani Exchange, very, you know, quite an expensive brand. Save up for their clothing. It's, you know, like I've done because I've not bought rubbish food for, you know, months on end. That, you know, this costs what, about 30, 40, maybe £50, and you know, this is a size medium and it fits me quite well. And you know, so what else we got here that I could show you as well, because I've actually got me so I'll show you this, which is my wardrobe here. So yeah, you've got some of the stuff there, some of my junk, so we're just not going to look at that for the time being. We're just going to concentrate on this bit here, which is all of, you know, my clothing. And so where's my 32s, because there's a bit of a story behind that. Okay, this is it right here. These are 32 skinny fit jeans. I think they're from Primark or something, I'm not quite sure. My sizes before I lost the weight, I was a size 40 inch. I've lost 8 inches around the waist just by losing weight. Just by losing it, just by being strong and determined enough to lose the weight. .32s. I know it probably is back to front, but it says 32. Flip the image if you need to. 32s. I've mostly got 34s because I don't like much pressure around the waist, but if I really need to get into some nice skinny stuff, then the 32s will do it. You know, so we've got other things here as well, which actually this brand has actually supported me along with my modelling a lot. Actually, they've, even when I've done the home workouts, they've been following me along the way, and that is you know, this brand here. Absolutely love them. Elise. They've followed me on, I swear that they are secretly following me on Instagram, because whenever I tag them in a post now, they just like the image, and I've got proof of that if anyone needs it, trust me. So, you know, I've got that massive brand there following me on Instagram pretty much. So yeah, I've got this stuff here, another thing here from Next as well. I know it's a bit of a mess. I need to get myself a better clothing arrangement or something or other. Broken hanger, brilliant. And so yeah, this is the 32 regular, very comfy fit from Next. I haven't yet worn them. I've only tried them on, but then again, I haven't really had the need to go into 32s, but they do fit me. Trust me, they do. They do fit. They do fit. Anyone who wants pictures of me, you know, cheap plug, but go onto my Instagram, Luke_Ellis_1997. You will see a post of me fitting into 32 skinny jeans, which was these ones here, or it might have been these ones. So, but go on my Instagram, cheap plug, Luke_Ellis_1997. Check it out, and you'll see what I mean. So yeah, the bloody air freshener. That, you know, I've got all these different clothes here. I've even got things, you know, over here from like River Islands. I've got this shirt, this t-shirt here. It's quite a snazzy looking one as well. I'm fitting into very fashionable stuff. I've got, you know, Minichi, which you can see there, brilliant Trevo line, love it. And yeah, I've got loads, absolutely loads of stuff. You know, I'm going to turn away from the screen for 1 minute, because I'm going to just show you something, right? That, you know, this is probably the skinniest bit of clothing I've actually got, and it is these. Jack and Jones, very skinny muscle fit. I'm just going to come off the screen. I'm not going to just cut away and then cut back. I'm just going to leave it as it is, like I've done with this whole video, even with all the errors and whatever else in between. So I'm just going to go away from this, put this on, and I'm going to show you. I do fit in this, and yeah, that M means for medium. So hold on a second. So yeah, as you can probably tell, I've done a lot to lose the weight, and I mean a hell of a lot. Done more than I should have done to lose the weight. And yes, some might say that I had lost it too quickly. In fact, actually, why do that? Oh yeah, because I got the body confidence to show you this. Yes, I've got a hairy chest. Take the mick, call me gorilla, call me, you know, whatever you want. If you want to take the mick, now take a screenshot. I do not care. Take a screenshot, right? Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good, yeah? So, right. Now you've had the chance to take the mick out of me, son. I do not give a damn. But, so yeah. Right, here we are. Jack and Jones. Fitting into me, just absolutely fine. No problem whatsoever. That is me and my weight loss journey. Proving to you that people can change. People can, you know, change their, you know, their lifestyle, everything else. You've seen the type of clothes I've got and what I've managed to get from that, you know, modelling and following from excellent brands. You know, even Elise, I wasn't expecting it in my life, but bloody love their clothing. If you want to go and buy their merch, honestly, trust me, I love it. And I've got 4 t-shirts which pretty much look the same but different variants, for God's sakes. I love it. And, you know, cheap plugs here all over this last bit of the vid, but ayo, this is my weight loss journey, and I really hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please put a like and, you know, and a comment and subscribe, because I'm going to put more of this up as this goes along, because I want to, you know, I want to show people what my life is like now compared to how it was about, you know, 2-3 years ago. All right, so there's gonna be a lot more videos like this. So yeah, and also, like I said, follow, you know, feel free to follow me on Instagram, Luke_Ellis_1997. So, you know, that's it. That's the end of me. No outro music or nothing. You are going to see me tap the end of that button there, and this is it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Also, settle down. If you know anyone who needs some motivation, or I'll say this on a very serious note, not being jovial or anything, but if you know anyone who could do with some help losing weight, or they need a video or something from someone who has lost a lot of weight, please show them this video, because the more people this reaches, the better. And I want to be able to, you know, this video to go and help others, to show, you know, what changing someone's life can do and what positive things can be brought out of it. Because at the end of the day, losing weight is a big thing, and body confidence is a huge matter, and it's not something that we should all take lightly. It is very, very serious. It affects us day to day, and affects, you know, 3 in 4 of the UK population, and it's just, it's scary of what mental health can do. So like I said, if this video does help, please send it to someone. Please. I do mean that. And I'm not just doing that for views and like subscriptions, whatever, but I'm doing it because I say that because I want you to, because I really want to help as many people as I can with this video as possible. You know, whatever has gone on and however I look in the past videos, don't worry. This is me. I'm healthy, I'm strong, I'm pumped. So here we are. That's the end of the video. Looking funky. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.